It's sad, isn't it? It was so fast. Don't look for any of those number 99 jerseys in the gift shop around here at Dodger Stadium. They've all been bagged up. We saw them in plastic bags at the kiosks as we walked through this afternoon during batting practice. That's that. Manny's out, and LA fans are on to the next big thing. Oh, no, it's not. Not anymore. Manny's out.
Manny is gone. No more Manny.
Fans like these ticket scalpers are almost giddy. Sure, they're sad to see him go, but it's not like when he left Boston 2 years ago. Fans there are still mad at him. But in a town where here at Philippe's for the pregame grub, the saying goes that no one's from here and everyone who's anyone comes through here, fans have a different view.
We had Manny. We enjoyed him for a couple of years. But good luck to him in Chicago.
So Manny's last appearance as a Dodger?
First pitch of the at-bat with the bases loaded.
He's thrown out of the game Sunday after arguing that was a ball, not a strike. The bases were loaded. It was the first pitch that came his way. Too bad he didn't go out with a grand slam instead.
And we're looking at a fan wearing a Manny cap.
So what to do with the Manny Ramirez dread caps? And worse. How about the diehard fans who ink Dodger blue into their skin? You know there have been some requests for number 99, but there is a reason the number one requested tattoo at True Blue is Vin Scully.
He's a Dodger for life, just like all of us are, and that's why I love him.
And fans sad to see him missing from the dugout, but then again, this is LA.
I'm a big Manny fan, but, Manny Wood's gone, so now we're with Ethier. Number one.
You moved on.
I moved on. It's like a marriage.
Yeah.
We got divorced, we got separated, and now I moved on.
Marriages are really short in this town.
Yeah, they are.
It's really strange. It seems like we're still waiting for the June gloom to burn off, and we're hearing the sounds of the football team out there practicing on the field. School is definitely in here at Sun Valley High School to mixed reviews. The dog days of summer are going to be spent in the classrooms here at Sun Valley High.
Really didn't have a summer to enjoy, basically.
It hasn't gotten hot yet either, huh?
Nah, not really.
It barely got started. Now it's back to school way earlier than these students are used to.
I was sad because it's the week of my birthday.
Oh, and it's usually summer vacation, huh?
Yes.
Tradition is hard to break, so.
But Principal Gary Gray says it'll give students more bang for their education buck. Instead of the stuff they learn vaporizing into thin air at the beach as the weeks stretch into months, they'll likely retain more. Here's another upside that I hadn't thought about. We're coining a new term, winter school. You know how you don't do so well in a class, you can always make it up in summer school and stay caught up. Well, now you can take those classes during winter break. You have 2 shots to get caught up during the year and stay caught up as the school year moves on. It won't move on without you. Live in Sun Valley, Jennifer Bjorklund, Channel 4 News. Back to you.
He's live in Bakersfield. Jen?
Well, Chuck Floyd Landis first coming clean, saying he did use performance-enhancing drugs. And then not only did he use them, but he says that some of the top names in cycling did as well. Not just Lance Armstrong, but George Hincapie, David Zabriskie, and Levi Leipheimer, top contenders in this race. An exciting finish to stage 5 of the Tour of California, but more intrigue behind the scenes. You know Floyd Landis has history here. He won the very first Tour of California back in 2006, then went on the same year to finish first in that disputed Tour de France.
On this Tour de France, win or lose it, as he heads up towards the summit of the climb of the Col de Bjorklund.
It was a magical, mythical victory in the 17th stage of the 2006 Tour that sealed overall victory for Floyd Landis.
He won it, he lost it. He won it, he lost it, he won it.
Then lost the jersey again because this isn't where it ended, where the race usually ends on the Champs-Élysées. When his drug test from stage 17 came back with a skewed testosterone ratio, the allegations were flung, then upheld in arbitration hearings. Landis was stripped of his title but continued to maintain his innocence, even writing a book called Positively False, the real story of how I won the Tour de France. Now Landis not only has admitted to cheating, but says Lance Armstrong helped him. Armstrong fired back today, questioning Landis's credibility.
This is somebody that took, some would say, close to $1 million from innocent people for his defense under a different premise. And now when it's all run out, the story changes.
Fans here at the Tour of California split.
Who do I believe?
Yeah.
I would say probably Lance.
Who do you believe, Lance or Floyd?
I never believe anybody.
Because Lance Armstrong's a big name, I don't know if I believe him or not.
And And then there's also the question of why now, after all these years of denial, why would Floyd Landis finally want to come clean? Well, there's talk of a criminal doping statute of limitations running out. There's also talk of Landis saying he wants to clear his conscience. A lot of cycling fans say he wants to take down some of these top names in cycling now that his own career is really on the rocks. Floyd Landis was in this particular race last year. He finished 23rd in the entire field, and this year his team wasn't even invited. Live in Bakersfield, Jennifer Bjorklund, Channel 4 News. Back to you. A hero's welcome for Chino PD's newest recruit before he's even sworn in. Already, he's shown bravery in his fight against a cancerous brain tumor that changed everything for him in a matter of months.
He was diagnosed with headaches in November, and then he collapsed in the hospital in the hallway, and that's when they did the MRIs and they came back and they saw he had 2 tumors.
And last week, a setback. The cancer had blown up even after chemotherapy and radiation. His parents coming to grips with the reality their boy would never grow up, never live his dream of being a police officer.
So today we are here to make Jose an honorary police officer with the Chino Police Department.
He raised his right hand with help and took the oath as his mom wiped tears from her eyes.
And to always help and protect others.
I do.
And there was more. This Medal of Valor ribbon. A sergeant who won law enforcement's highest honor gave his own medal to Jose.
And understanding what he's being faced with right now, much more grave than what I faced at the time that I received that particular that award.
And today, Jose, the middle son in the Verduzco family, even managed to get up for his first radio call out to duty. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A police too.
You do too? His older brother wants to follow in his footsteps. In a uniform on a boy too young to carry a gun or drive a car, too young to be facing what's ahead for him.
And when we put on that uniform upstairs today, the mom even said, we saw a smile we haven't seen in a few days.
I cannot find.
Josh Goldenberg is like any kindergartner learning to read, but he does it with his fingers.
I cannot play.
Josh has been blind since birth, so doesn't really get that he can't see and wants to do everything his classmates do. Ever present in his hands, recorders to listen back to conversations and remember things.
And I really love my dad and stuff. And I really like running up and down the stairs.
And last time they went for batteries to refill his recorders, they were out.
He said, "How do you know?" And I said, "The sign's here and there's nothing there." And he said, "Let me feel." And I put his hand on it and I said, "But there's no Braille." And he said, "Why isn't there? How can I shop if there's no Braille? How can I know where things are?"
T-E.
So Josh was on a mission to get Braille on store shelves so he can shop too.
The only thing it costs is a little bit of time, but when we found out Josh wanted to go shopping with us, that's a big thing.
So that I can feel it and pick stuff out and stuff.
He typed out plastic Braille labels for Trader Joe's, and now, with the blessing of the Westlake store's managers, he's putting them up on store shelves.
And for him to be able to go out and just touch something and do this on his own, it makes him feel part of, instead of being away from everybody else.
He felt that first label on there and went, M-I-L-K, Mommy, it says milk. I can read it.
We put Braille on Trader Joe's and it was okay for them, and we put Braille up there.
And why not? Other customers watching him shop for the first time were thrilled too.
Yeah, what a precious thing to do, especially for a child to do. It's wonderful.
That's unbelievably sweet. What a considerate young man.
To him, he's no different than anybody else. And so why is the world different when it comes to him? That's what he's trying to figure out. And that's what we're going to try to change, one little step at a time, you know, for him, for everybody.
In Westlake, Jennifer Bjorklund, NBC4 LA.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi. How are you doing today?
Phyllis is a volunteer cuddler for babies in Children's Hospital Los Angeles Neonatal Intensive Care.
I missed you. I haven't seen you for a whole couple days.
For the little ones who don't yet understand the words.
Tell me about it. You're getting so big and so strong. Look at you. Look at you.
It's easier to tell them everything will be okay through the universal language, touch.
Yeah, sweetheart.
Touch, whether it is just to cuddle them, spend half an hour to an hour, every day, can change the outcome of those infants.
It's soothing, making them a little more comfortable, and maybe, getting them to sleep when they really need some sleep. Daddy,
How do you not just fall in love with all of them?
You do. You do.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. You cannot help but to be attached to them. And I'm sure it's the same situation with the nurses,
It's gotta be hard, huh?
It is hard.
Michelle's grandchildren are in France.
L'ombre descend de la colline, tout fait silence autour de nous.
So he sings to these little ones instead.
When they cry and you hold them and you sing to them, it works like magic.
Magic the nurses don't always have time to create, and relief for the parents who can't be here all the time and who always worry.
It's a good feeling, and I know that she's in good hands.
I've been attached to some babies because they were here for a long time. All right, do you want to go for a little ride?
Michelle remembers one boy who was a regular here for 7 years.
He's 20 years old now.
Wow.
Yeah, I keep in touch.
Oh,
So-
and is he okay?
Oh yes, yeah, he's working at a fast food restaurant. He's okay.
So when it's time to let go,
One of the greatest pleasures is to watch one of these kids make some progress and go home.
and there are always new little faces. No one told them they need medical attention. All they know is they crave the kind of attention any baby wants. Someone to hold them.
As long as I am standing up and be able to do this, I will. I will. Comme un vol mystérieux s'élève aux cieux.
In Hollywood, Jennifer Bjorklund, Channel 4 News. The Angeles National Forest Fire Lookout Association is on duty here, spotting smoke and alerting crews of possible fires.
Angeles, this is Vetter Mountain. We have a smoke in sight at 230 degrees. Check that, 320 degrees from the tower.
Randy and Donnie are part of this team of smoke spotters. They come up here on high fire danger days. She's a teacher, he's a nurse, but they take their days off and spend them here together. After 26 years of marriage, it's really getting to know one another, and you can't beat the view.
It's very, very true, yes. It's often a great place to sort of think and talk.
And to raise the first responders.
Thin, brown, rising vertically right now.
County's going to send somebody out to look.
Often, but not always, where there's smoke, there's fire.
I guess it was 2 years ago, we had a small fire that was down here in one of the valleys, and we had a plane come by, circle a couple of times. They dropped some confetti to see what wind direction so that they didn't drop the smoke jumpers right into the fire, but next to it as close as they could. And then we saw about 5 or 6 parachutes come out with smoke jumpers coming down here.
And that was an amazing experience. Being up much of the night, watching, getting up to watch the glow.
Yeah, to be able to spot that and to be able to call it in and be a part of that whole process of saving the forest for a little while longer.